Hey guys, this is FPL Tips and welcome back to another live stream. Hey Bharat, I hope you can hear my voice and can see the screen as well. Please mention in the chat and then we'll begin shortly. Okay, so there's no response on the chat. I'm not sure if I'm audible or not. Okay, so Bharat says everything is working cool. Uh, okay, so we'll start with the stream. Okay, so it's gonna be a free hit stream. So I'm gonna tell you my initial thoughts on what players I'm looking for. What are the essential players that you should definitely target and bring in. So the first player that is definitely on my mind is Brandon Williams from Manchester United. He is priced 3.8 billion, if you can see on the screen, and I think he's the cheapest player available in FPL, and you got to have him in your team because it allows you a lot of money and budget. Also, another fact that my total team value is 100.7 million. So it's basically applicable to everyone who's watching the stream and whoever will watch the stream in future as well. The first player nailed on is Williams. I think 3.8 makes sense. Have him in your bench and don't play him. He'll also play. I think he'll start. So if you're looking for a starter, 3.8 makes sense if you think that United will keep a clean sheet. Next, we have Martinez from Arsenal. I think people will go and pick Pope, but I think you can save a lot of money there. Martinez is 4.3. He'll get more save points than Pope and possible clean sheet as well. So that's where you can save money and get some extra clean sheet and save points as well. For the people who want to opt Pope, can go for it. Burnley have set on record that they will do everything they can to get the clean sheet for Pope and to get him the golden glove. So I think double up on Burnley makes a good strategy. You can go for Pope if you want. I would personally go for Martinez because of the budget. The next player on my list, which is definitely in, is Eric Peters from Burnley, 4.2, playing on the left wing. He's also it's a wing back. He's not a full defender, so he's gonna get in forward and he's gonna put in those crosses. Also, he got an assist last match for a cross he put in and for an own goal. So I can expect him to get points against Brighton as well if there is any goal scored by Burnley. But nevertheless, you can always expect Burnley to keep a clean sheet, so you are guaranteed to get 6 points over there. So Peters is a player that is definitely on my draft. Williams is the first one. Martinez is also there. Now, player that is that I'm definitely gonna get. I'm actually confused between them, but it's either gonna be Salah or Mane. Might as well double up on them, but you have to get one of those players. Mane is known for his record in scoring on the last game week, and Salah looks hungry. If Salah scores against Chelsea, he still has a mathematical possible of getting the golden boot. And I think then we can expect at least a hat trick in the last game, especially against a Newcastle side that does not have any fit fullbacks. So I think it's eminent that he'll end up scoring a couple of goals. If Mane looks better, then maybe Mane over Salah, but at least one Liverpool midfielder is a must in your free hit draft. Uh, Coming to the forwards, the must player I think is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. The form he showed against City is commendable. Also, a fact that we've understood right now that Arsenal are playing 3-4-3. So initially, it was not the case where and Obama was moved way too wide on the sideline. He was playing from the wide. But now I think Arsenal are channelizing more balls to Aubameyang, and he's playing much more central, and the game is more Aubameyang centric. So he's going to get a lot of more passes and chances. So I think if you want to take a punt, you can go Aubameyang. If you want to go differential, Lacazette could be an option. Okay, hi Aditya, hi Darshit. What about Kane? I think Kane is a good shot as well. His ownership is 10%. Kane is also on my list, but I'm still deliberating between Kane and Son. I think you can have either of them. Both are known for scoring a lot of goals, but the expected goals from Tottenham is just about two. So that's something concerning. So Tottenham is also not known for too many goals under Jose Mourinho. So that might be a risk when you're taking in Kane. Yes, definitely Kane is in my list at the moment. So we have Obama and Kane pairing up, and we have a cheap fourth midfielder for sure, which is majorly going to be Connolly for almost everyone out there because Connolly will also be a bench folder. He'll come on from the bench if somebody does not play, and he's 4.2. Aditya says his main concern is about Oba playing wide. As explained, I think Aubameyang will play centrally. He used to play wide, but the 3-4-3 formation is suiting him, and I think the channelizing the runs Aubameyang makes into the center more after Tierney going much more wide. Even Saka can play the wide role, and I think Aubameyang, if he starts, will play much more central alongside Lacazette. It's a question of budget, maybe Lacazette over Aubameyang if you want to go differential and budget. But honestly, he is also on the race for the Golden Boot. So I think with a good record what against Watford, another point to remember, he has a decent record against Watford. With Watford not having Nigel Pearson as their manager anymore, I think Aubameyang could score a brace, catch up on Vardy, and maybe win the Golden Boot. So keep a close eye on Aubameyang how he performs. According to me, I think he's pretty much nailed down for my team, irrespective of how he performs against Aston Villa. Kane is a bit concerned about Palace. Yes, I think Palace is tricky. I would maybe get Kane if I feel like Jesus is starting in the lineup and I am going without De Bruyne or maybe Mahrez. Then I might take Jesus for Kane and then I'll bring in Son. I think Son is more explosive when you compare the both of them because he'll score more points with clean sheet for the goals and assists. Both of them get the same point. So it's kind of a deliberation you have to make. It's a 50-50 call. The ownership for Sun is going to be definitely low. So if you're looking for differential, Sun is the go-to option. Triple city up is the best strategy. Actually, I'm not really convinced with the triple up city strategy. I think probably going double city is fair enough because I don't see them scoring 6-8 goals. At the most, I see a scoreline of 4-0. So when you're talking about 4-0, it's not like everyone will contribute in each and every goal. So it might be Jesus hat trick or maybe just a Sterling brace and David Silva brace. So at that moment, maybe two players are more than enough, and then you can spread the funds to a player from Arsenal, maybe a player from Tottenham, a player from uh, Liverpool. So that's what my thinking is. If you want a third player, you can go for it. The best City assets, let's just put it down. For according to me, the best City assets you might want to own, Sterling or De Bruyne, either one of them is first on my list. Second would be Jesus, and third, I think I would prefer Mahrez over David Silva. Uh, I know it's his last game, we ought to show respect as well. But I think Mahrez is much more differential. He's overlooked by too many managers. His shot per minute ratio is way too high than Sterling and Jesus as well. It's almost comparable. And he is greedy as well. So if you see his game, he's taking a lot of shots, he's putting those crosses in. And I think if you want to go differential chase ranks, Mahrez is the player over David Silva. David Silva, yes, he's on free kicks. The last two matches, he scored 2 goals, both of them free kick actually. So I'm not sure if that is the go-to. And also, Curl is a good keeper. So when you look at it, I think Mahrez is a better pick than David Silva, honestly. And if David Silva starts, with the thing with Kevin De Bruyne is that he'll start playing deep. So that's a concern. Unless and until De Bruyne thinks that he has to just go all out attack, then nobody can help him. But I think with David Silva in the team, I would prefer Jesus plus Mahrez and Sterling as a combination for three, or just Jesus plus Mahrez. Aditya says, should I keep Nikita or Greenwood? I'm thinking of I think Greenwood if you want to play 3-4-3 because Greenwood will be much more attacking than Nikita in that match. Oba looks good because of Golden Boot, luck and form. Yes, that's true. Oba looks much more plausible because of the Golden Boot race, and I think it's fair enough if he plays good against Aston Villa, gets a goal or something like that. It's fair enough to play or bet on him. Hey, YOLO gamer, Kane or Obama? I can only get in one. Well, actually, I would suggest that only after the game week. See how Crystal Palace plays. They're usually good at home. So see how the games go against Watford. If Watford is in shambles with their managerial change and all of that, I think Aubameyang is the no-brainer pick. Silva or Jesus. I think it's a decent move. It's not bad, but I would prefer Mahrez plus Jesus honestly because it's differential, and I think they will end up with more points. Martinez, Robertson, Aurier, Peters, Silva, Pulisic, Kevin De Bruyne, Sterling, and Aubameyang. Kane. Thoughts on my free hit team? I think it's a pretty nice team. Also, for the people who are going for a Liverpool defender, Gretton Robertson over Trent. I think Trent has also the rotation risk through Neco Williams. Also, the fact that Robertson has been in better form, taking more shots, putting in more crosses. If you want to get someone on your free hit team from Liverpool, get in Robertson and definitely not Trent, according to me. Random junkie, your team looks pretty solid at the back and also in the midfield. Hopefully, there'll be a lot of points. United assets for the last game week. I think only one asset. I think Brandon Williams is definitely one asset that you should look for. 3.8 price. I mean, it doesn't get cheaper than that. So Brandon Williams is definitely nailed on from Manchester United. The second person who's also in my team is not Bruno, but Martial. I think Martial will be playing much more attackingly. He'll be ahead. He's had his rest against in the FA Cup as well. So if and also if you saw the match against Leicester when Tottenham played, Kane and Son both got ample opportunities to run behind the defenders and break through. That's exactly how Martial plays. So if someone who's going to get benefited from this is going to be Martial. He takes a lot of shots, makes those runs. And Bruno looked tired. He's also played the FA Cup. He'll play the West Ham match for sure, and I think he'll be way too tired to be having a very huge impact on the Leicester game. So maybe if you want someone from Manchester United, like me, you should go for Martial. He's he's cheaper than Bruno as well. Aditya says I'm going with Silva and Jesus. I mean, it's personally your choice. Antonio, Jensi says Antonio. Antonio is a good shout. Looking at how Aston Villa is at the moment, I saw the highlights for the Everton Aston Villa game. Everton should have scored at least a couple of goals. Aston Villa in a great form. If they perform decent against United, I would fancy Antonio. With the problem with my team at the moment is I have to fancy a budget enabler in my team, which is someone around 6 to 7 millions. I think I will keep Antonio in my team. I considered King as an option and play 3-4-3, but at the moment it's Antonio in my team. So if you want to take a differential punt on West Ham, you can go for Antonio. Raja says I have only 1.1 in the bank. If price rises or Antonio or Oba, then I'm doomed. Uh, I think Antonio just rose in price last night, so that's pretty much safe. And Aubameyang will not rise before he plays, I think. So you can probably look at FPL statistics.com where you'll get the price rise idea before every night. So that could help. Antonio or Pulisic? Antonio, I think Antonio has a much higher ceiling. They play against West Ham. They play against Aston Villa. Chelsea play against Wolves, decent defensive side Wolves is, and I think Pulisic is also injured. He has a calf injury at the moment. He's not nailed on for the Liverpool game as well. So if he's injured or something like that in the Liverpool game, if he comes on, maybe that could be a risk. So I would prefer Antonio. He's fit, looks good in form, much better than Pulisic, and higher ceiling. He's also cheap, so that helps. But it says take both Spurs, Son, and Kane. I would not do that. Take either of them and put your money somewhere else because trusting Spurs is not that great because they're not going to score out 3 or 4 or 5 goals. At max 3, 2 is the average. And I think Obama and Salah, Marshall have higher ceilings. Maybe even Antonio could outscore them. So go for those players. What are your views on Rashford for the West Ham game? Do you think he will score? I think he will score. Hopefully he does because I have him in my team, and if he scores, it's great. If he doesn't, that's a problem for us. But the West Ham game is going to be tricky because he did play in the FA Cup match, and I think with all of that fatigue, it's going to be tough. West Ham, on the other hand, have had their rest, so it's going to be a very tight game for them. Mododo says, "I told you, bro, last time that Chelsea will do a clean sheet. Lol, trust me next time." Yes, well, all of you guys who trusted that it went well. I do not personally take up Chelsea defensive assets. I do not trust them, and we've seen in past times that they do leak up goals, which are not supposed to be leaked up, and it's horrible as an FPL manager. So, as a fan plus FPL manager, I do not trust the Chelsea defense. And I would not invest in that defender, especially with the free hit. I think we'll go to the next defender. And particularly when you're free hitting, I would recommend you going cheap on your defenders. I mean, in the last game week, there are barely clean sheets available. So possibly target players which you think will keep clean sheets. I think I'm bringing in Killman as a 3.9 budget enabler. My other two defenders are going to be cheap as well. So the next cheap defender that I'm going to bring in is Lamptey. I think Brighton versus Burnley is going to be close 0-0 or 1-0. So you can take the risk on Lamptey on basis of how they perform tonight. And the last defender that I'm going to bring in who's cheap might be Thomas or Morgan. Both look good. I think I'm not expecting a lot of clean sheets. You can go for the double Burnley defense as well. Bring in Bardsley or maybe Tarkowski, depending on your budget. But I would like to go with this defense. It's cheap, reliable, and most probably will get a clean sheet rather than Thomas. I'm going for Thomas because I think if United win with a goal difference of maybe 2 or 3, Leicester do have a chance and they'll give it their all. Maybe Thomas gets an assist or a goal. So that's the logic behind Thomas. Morgan as well as good on set pieces and headers. So if you want to go and take a punt on Morgan, you can do that as well. Hopefully, Pulisic will play against Liverpool. I think he might come on as a sub. He was arrested in the FA Cup due to an injury. So can't say for sure. Maybe, maybe not. It's 50-50 at the moment. Okay, so this is how the team looks. We'll put the keeper button, of course. Everyone has button, I think. And button is got to stay unless and until someone drops in price and there's someone cheaper than button. So I have two places left. I have 18.5 in the bank. So there's definitely going to be place for one City attacker, which is according to me Kevin De Bruyne. I want to place in Mahrez, but I'll be short of money by zero point 0.8. So how depending on how it goes, I might do Mahrez to Kane out and probably bring in Sun and then bring in Jesus if possible or De Bruyne for Mahrez. We'll have to do that tinkering and let's see how it goes. So ideally, this is how my first draft is lining up. Kane, Jesus, Son, all changeable, that's for sure, as we discussed. But this is essentially the players I'm looking at first. Salah is a definite and is a must according to me. Salah or Mane, depending on your choice. Aubameyang is a definite. Um, a cheap defender like Peters is a definite. Martinez or Pope is a must. Martial from anything from United has to be Martial. Any budget enabler punts should be Antonio or Joshua King. I think Joshua King is also a good shout if they showed the character they had to. Maybe Callum Wilson, but I'm not sure if he's in good form. Joshua King, Callum Wilson, any one of them is a good punt for the Game Week 38 match. And we have Son, Kane, Jesus, Mares, all, and which in between which will be shuffle. So this is how the team is lining up at the moment. We'll be having close look at the price rises. We have 1.2 in the bank, so that's definitely not a problem. We can upgrade any defender to someone like Burnley defender, someone like Tarkowski or someone like that. So that's not a problem. And this is how the team is looking up. How early will we get the team news? We won't have much time as all teams are playing at the same time. True, random junkie with the team news. I think we'll have team news shortly for Liverpool, probably for City. I think there could be for Wolves, maybe Chelsea. I'm not sure about Chelsea. I think apart from that, some small team news like Burnley, Brighton possibly could be available. Tottenham, I'm not sure if there'll be leaked news about Tottenham, but the rest we should get them. With KDB, as I explained, if David Silva is starting and playing, KDB is a risk because then he'll not play that attacking. Also, that Pep has gone on record today in the press and has said that he will rotate the team, and it's probably going to be the double game week 30 plus as we experience. He's going to play one team in one fixture and he's going to play another team in the other fixture. So if Kevin De Bruyne starts this week in the midweek fixture, I'm not expecting him to start in Norwich. So that pretty much sums it up. So if whoever starts against Watford is very unlikely to start against Norwich. Also with David Silva, I would not fancy Kevin De Bruyne. I would fancy Sterling over him. City team news is by far the most important, and we expect it to be out the earliest. Uh, If there's some team news that is going to come, the earliest is going to be the City one. If they do not, there's no team news, probably then we are doomed. If Silva starts, should I consider Kevin De Bruyne to Mahrez? Yes, if Mahrez start, Kevin De Bruyne to Mahrez could be a good move. Also, there's a discussion going on in the community which says that if David Silva starts and if it's his last match, the penalties might also be given to David Silva. So the edge that Kevin De Bruyne has over all other players, where he's scoring the goals, is taken away from him. So I think going the sideway move to chase rank and save budget from Kevin De Bruyne to Mahrez makes a lot of sense. We can change a bit of your, but I think with David Silva, I'm not sure. I might have to take David Silva if I want Kane, That being said, I might even just take De Bruyne, take a stupid attacker. I'm not sure. Richarlison, on the other hand, if you guys want to take a sideways punt on someone of around 8.2 million, Richarlison is also a good shout. He's playing Bournemouth. We've seen Everton attacks. Depending on how they perform tonight, Richarlison could be a good option. Even Dominic Calvert-Lewin, if he scores tonight, could be a good option for the final game week. Sydney says, "Ha, Kevin De Bruyne is going to spoil your day. Can't go without him." Actually, I am a Kevin De Bruyne fan. He's been in my team for the entire season, I think. But lately, I think the City attack has been put to rest by the teams who are playing deep in the box. So that's a concern. He's putting a lot of crosses, but I think if we have the Jesus plus Mares cover, I think the crosses can be put to bed by Jesus, and we will get more points. Also, I explained if the penalties are given to David Silva, the Kevin De Bruyne goal edge is taken away from him. Silva captain, I would not do that. There are much more captains which are have a much higher ceiling. Kane, Son, Obama, and Salah have Martial have all higher ceilings than Silva. Captain them mostly. Kevin De Bruyne will do play. Trust me. Well, we'll see. We'll definitely get team news. So if Kevin De Bruyne plays, I think I might have to settle for David Silva because of the price issues. I have 7.8, so I think David Silva is the only viable options I'm left out with. Provided if I don't take Kane, then obviously we have a lot of options. Whom should I triple captain? If you have triple captain, uh, then probably look out for someone like Aubameyang, or maybe Salah or Mane, whoever you're picking, or maybe a player like Kane or Son. No triple city. I don't think I'm going triple city. I think I would just bring in Kane or Aubameyang instead of Jesus and avoid that triple city. Also, for me, it's a must. I think for me, it's a must to get in Salah or Mane. So again, that just takes away the triple city from me. Sterling is currently my captain. I think Sterling is currently the captain of a lot of people and a lot of teams. Also, guys, did you like the stream we did on the deadline? Hope you guys liked it. I think we missed a couple of questions, not much. Also, there was some guy who's uh, a bit troublesome in the stream. I think if you could mention his name, we could just ban him from the stream from the next time, and then there will be no problem. Another thing that we could try is if we go without De Bruyne, maybe just David Silva and go double Liverpool. So get in money, and then we try to get in Jesus. What do you guys think of this team? Double Mane, no De Bruyne, double City, and without Tottenham assets. Okay, Ajat, his name was Buppy Larry. I'll make sure he's banned from the stream and there's no trouble from next time. I think you could also look at this team. Liverpool obviously have a high ceiling of scoring more goals on the last deadline day. You could chuck the Kane and Son option and go for Mane. Obviously, then you cannot own Kevin De Bruyne or Sterling, but then this is also a reasonably good team. Yes, the City fixture is too good to ignore. That's true. But I also feel it could kind of be a trap. I mean, not a trap. They will definitely score at least 3 or 4 goals. But as you saw in the 5-0 victory over Brighton, Kevin De Bruyne did not have any involvement in the 5 goals. So you realize that whenever City score high, the points are always not distributed but actually concentrated to a particular player. Sterling on that day, Jesus alongside him had most of the points scored in the game. So that's how it's going to be against Norwich as well. So just tripling up won't guarantee you points. Possibly spreading those positions and tackling the most probable players who will get points is a better strategy. I think yeah, I think Kevin De Bruyne is a must ban. I mean, I think I'll have to go for David Silva plus Kevin De Bruyne and Kane maybe, or maybe Rashford and go for Son. That could be an option as well. Rashford is also looking good. Marshall Rashford is also a good combination you can check out. Maybe just bring back Kevin De Bruyne. We take out Rashford, we take out Jesus, put in, sorry, we take out Marshall, taken Rashford, and then put in Son. So that gives us the extra 1.2 million to actually upgrade David Silva to Mahrez. I think this is a more optimal plan and solution to what we're looking at the moment. I think Rashford for Martial also makes sense to me. If Rashford looks good against West Ham, but honestly, Martial I think will outscore him. How do you ban someone just asking? I think with the moderators can stop someone from coming on the YouTube chat. So probably we'll do that because I think it was getting annoying at the moment. Last time he was asking stupid dumb questions. He was troubling the people who were asking questions, and I think it was just disturbing the entire flow of the stream. We can see based on the performance, based on game week 37, then we can try Liverpool double up. Yes, Liverpool double up is definitely possible. This is another formation that you can look at with Rashford instead of Martial and Son instead of Kane. So something, and then we obviously get the upgrade from David Silva to Mahrez. Now this is the case with my team. Honestly, with your team, with every one of you who have a overall team value of 101, 102, will definitely be able to get in Mahrez. I would recommend going Martial plus Kane and Mahrez over David Silva. You can obviously go Jesus over Kane, and that's entirely up to you as well. So, any other questions, guys? Hopefully, you could hear me. I think was my voice audible or did it just break in between? I'm I'm not getting any response from the chat. It's a bit innocuous. Yeah, that says if Salah scores a couple against Chelsea, I might captain him against Newcastle because of the Golden Boot contention. I mean, if even if he scores one goal, I would captain him. Yes, but that says it's not crystal clear. I try to. I am actually trying to improve the audio quality, but we'll do that next season. Definitely, there's going to be improved quality next season when we come back. Best defenders go cheap. I think if you have the likes of Trent in your team, ditch Trent, go for Robertson. That's for sure. Get in at Burnley defender, someone like Peters or Tarkowski. Maybe Tottenham defenders as well. I'm not sure about Tottenham actually, but you can look at them. Arsenal defenders look good. Tierney especially looks really good. Since I'm going Martinez, I don't need to go to Tierney. Thomas, on the other hand, is a differential. I'm thinking of Morgan or Thomas. They're cheap, 4 and 4.1 million. Both could have a great impact on the game if Manchester United possibly drops point or does not score 4 or 5 goals. So those are differential picks. And Lamptey, on the other hand, is also a very differential defender. I think Burnley versus Brighton is going to be a tough 0-0. If Brighton do not concede tonight, I would fancy playing Lamptey. You can also play Williams because United do not have a left back. I think Williams will be the first choice for Ole. So Williams is definitely going to be starting. He's 3.8, so you can look at him as well. Oh, oh yes, brothers. Thank you. I thought it was not crystal clear. I was trying to improve my voice. Don't worry. But nevertheless, we're going to try to improve the audio quality next season. I think there was some problem in between in some streams, so that will be eliminated. Who's your captain? My captain has not decided as of yet. I think it's going to be either of Aubameyang, maybe Martial. If I play Sterling or Jesus, maybe them, but I'm not sure. Or I'll go just differential with Salah or Mane. Honestly, if Salah scores a goal against Chelsea, I am definitely going to captain him. Sheffield United mostly concede away. Ings might be a good pick. Ings might be a good pick, yes. Never, Ings might be a good pick, but on the cost of what? I think having attackers like Obama and Rashford, Kane, and Jesus, these four, I don't think Ings stands a higher ceiling than these four players, especially looking at their form. So Ings is a decent option if you want to save money and then put it in your midfield. But honestly, I would take up the higher stake and take up these attackers over Ings. Robertson has been outstanding trend since the recent. Exactly. And if you're going for a Liverpool defender, I would fancy you going for Robertson over Trent anytime. I think he has more shots, crosses, and more assist chances, and you have to take Robertson. He's also cheap. So As I posted on Instagram, Robertson was one of the picks I put up, and I think Robertson could also have a assist or a goal if Liverpool score more than three. Who's your captain this game week? My captain this game week is Sterling, and after the press conference of Pep, I think he's not going to play, and he's stressing me out, obviously. But if he starts, it might be a good match for him. But if he doesn't, it's gonna be tough because then I do not have a. I have two City players. I have De Bruyne and Sterling playing this game week, so I need them to score big and I need them to start. But if he does not come on at all, then I think I have Antonio as my first sub and I have Rashford as my vice captain. So that works as well. So what do you think? What other changes can we make this to this draft? What are the differential picks you guys are looking at for? For me, the differential picks are definitely Mahrez, Son, or Kane. Probably Antonio for sure. And the other players are pretty much certain. Martial also has a very high ownership. So what are the players you are looking for? Should I transfer out Foden? Any replacement for him to have? Uh, if you're not on free hit, then probably wait because if Foden does not start this match, he might start the next one. So he's also very budget option if he starts. So you might want to wait till the deadline and leak lineups for him. Possibility of Foden starting against Watford. I think there is a possibility that he'll start, especially after he was left out of the FA Cup team and Mahrez starting. But we can never say because Pep might want to just play his strongest team against Watford and then the weakest team against Norwich. We cannot say for sure. Yes, Mahrez has definitely left a hole in him, and he's due goals. I think as a differential prospect, if you're chasing rank like me, going Son over Kane is preferable because of the ownership and the underlying stats of Son. Kane has also similar stats, so that's not a problem. Going Rashford over Martial is also good for ownership and differential pick. So if you want to go differential just like me, you can pick up this team exactly and go differential. Another differential pick apart from Antonio Rashford or Son is Joshua King, I think, or Callum Wilson. Both of them are due a goal. Bournemouth look very good against Southampton. They should have secured a point, but we are obviously came in between. But nevertheless, they might have a high scoring game against Everton. Rico is also an option if you want. He was on set pieces. He was delivering a lot of crosses in that match. But I don't see Bournemouth scoring from a set piece at the moment. I think Jesus gets benched against Watford. Raheem Sterling plays false nine. Hopefully, Raheem Sterling plays and Jesus get benched. But also, then that's a headache for the people who are wanting to have Sterling for game week 38 plus. Ever Bruno has been blank from last three games. I think Bruno is blanking because of the fatigue. I think Bruno needs a rest, and most of the managers were expecting that Bruno will be rested against Chelsea in the FA Cup fixture, but they did not rest him, and I think it's affecting his performance. That's the reason why I expect Marshall to outperform Bruno because Marshall has had his rest. He's much more attacking. He's making the runs. So if you want someone, you can go for Marshall. Most people will go for Bruno in that fixture, but Marshall is definitely better than Bruno according to me for that fixture. Cresswell or Declan Rice. I think go for Cresswell. If if West Ham keep a clean sheet, then you'll get those points as well. And there's obviously the chances of goals and crosses. Declan Rice, I think, had a fantastic shot on the goal against Watford. I don't see him scoring those goals game week in and out. So Cresswell over Declan Rice for sure. Hey mate, I have Kevin De Bruyne, Mahrez, and Jesus. Should I keep all three of them for the Norwich fixture? Yes, you should keep at least two of them. You can look at your entire team if you want to make changes, maybe Jesus to Aubameyang or someone like Kevin De Bruyne to Salah or Mane. Then you can do so. But I would suggest you keeping at least two, possibly three. Your call, but at least two of them. Are you going with Jesus in game week 38? I think I'm going to avoid Jesus. Maybe Jesus only if I go Martial and then I'm going Son and not Kane. But my preference of attackers is definitely Aubameyang is first choice. If you're going for an attacker, take in Aubameyang. The second for me has to be Kane. The third is Rashford, and then comes Jesus. So unless Jesus is just I think he's just playing amazing. If he just outperforms against Watford, I would think of bringing him. I'm not sure. But the preference still stays Aubameyang, Kane, Rashford, and then Jesus. Will Aurier play? Yes, Aurier will play. I think there's no doubt he'll play. Most people, managers thought he'll be benched this week and he'll not come, but he showed up. He showed great character and he started the match. He kept a clean sheet. He was in my team and he showed great character. Honestly, there's a lot of respect for him at the moment, even as a FPL manager and in general as a person. Stanislas is a decent shout. He's 5.8 and he's in the midfield. I think in the midfield, if you're taking up a 5.8 slot, it's risky unless you want to go Jesus, Aubameyang, and Kane in attack. You can go for the 5.8 Stanislas slot, but I think for 5 million, Foden is a much better bench option than Stanislas. If Sterling gets benched against Norwich, it's an easy transfer for me to Kevin De Bruyne. That's for sure. If he gets benched, then you go to Kevin De Bruyne. Kane or Aubameyang? I would go Aubameyang. Also because Arsenal look better than Tottenham. They have a high ceiling of scoring more goals, and Aubameyang is obviously in the race for the Golden Boot. So Aubameyang over Kane for me. An upgrade from Foden to David Silva. That's honestly our call. If Foden starts, Mares gets benched, David Silva is starting, Kevin De Bruyne is starting. I would fancy Foden to score more goals than David Silva. Why so much trust on Auba? Because recently Arsenal have, as I discussed, they started playing in that 3-4-3 formation when everything is channelized through Aubameyang. All the balls have been put into Aubameyang's path. They're targeting Aubameyang as the number 9 player he was, and he's in form. He is also in the race for the Golden Boot. So I think he has much more to play for in a wider prospect than Kane, and that's the reason I trust Aubameyang. Also, Watford recently changed their manager. They're facing City first, and then they face Arsenal. I don't see them performing great. Honestly, if either of Aston Villa or Bournemouth win, I can see Watford getting relegated. So that's another reason I am preferring Aubameyang over Kane. Best safe captain. That's going to be tough because there's going to be goals everywhere. Safe choice if Salah performs or Mane performs. I think Mane or Salah could be safe. Aubameyang is another safe choice. Either of Kevin De Bruyne or Jesus could be a safe choice. Marshall is differential as usual. Yes, Gavin. Yes, as I explained, Obama is actually playing well, and I explained the factors I think will influence the game. So I think the Watford manager sack will influence the game a lot, and they first face City, so the goal difference is going to go down for sure. And then they face Arsenal at home. Also, a factor I forgot that Arsenal at home, Aubameyang at home has a great record. So with Tottenham assets, they have a better record at home than away. So that's something also you can look at as Aubameyang plays at home and Tottenham play away. In plays away. City also have a home fixture. I think David Silva is set to start in that fixture. Talking about which teams I think will get a clean sheet in that fixture, possibly Arsenal could get a clean sheet. I can see Burnley and Brighton ending up in a 0-0 or maybe 1-0 on either side. Chelsea Wolves is going to be totally unpredictable. Maybe goals, maybe a lot of goals, maybe just 1-0, 2-0. Can't say for sure. So wouldn't bank on their assets, honestly. Prediction for Prediction for Liverpool versus Chelsea. I think it could end up 2-1 to Liverpool, but honestly, could be 1-1 as well. There's going to be a close encounter, can go anywhere. Zishan Khan says better player in goal. Emi or Pope. I think you're referring to Emi Martinez or Pope. Honestly, go with your budget. If you're free hitting Martinez 4.3 million, I think he's 4.4 now. He rose in price. I bought him before the rise. He is a good pick. If you want Pope, you can keep him. Double up on Burnley defense is a very good shout this week. So it's not a bad option if you have Pope and just take Peters, and it could go well as well. I fancy Martinez over Pope only because of the save points. I think the Brighton versus Burnley match is not going to be high scoring anyway, so there's not going to be a lot of shots. And Martinez probably will get more save points than hoping Mo Salah hauls against Chelsea, and then that he is definitely my captain as well. So coming back to the fixtures, I think Chelsea and Wolves, as I told, is unexpected with Crystal Palace and Spurs, I am expecting Spurs probable goal difference of 2. So we can look at something like 2-0 or a 3-1 for Tottenham. Not more than that. I don't think it's going to be more than that. 4-2 is way too high for Tottenham Hotspurs. I still have bench boost. Zishan, if you have bench boost, I can take them both. Well, then if you have bench boost, then take them both for sure. Pope, I think you must have either of them in your team at the moment. So Pope and Emi Martinez is the perfect combination for the bench boost this week. Next week, sorry. And probably will finish on a high. Liverpool Chelsea ends with a Liverpool winning. Trust me. I think Mototo. I think I've predicted 2-1, but honestly, as a Chelsea fan, I might look at a 1-all and I would be happy to take those points. That precious point away from Liverpool. Jensky says, who should I captain? Kevin De Bruyne, Jesus, or Oba? I would personally go with Oba. He's on form. Arsenal look good. If Watford look defensively atrocious, blindly captain Aubameyang. Otherwise, depending on who starts, Kevin De Bruyne or Jesus, preferably if Jesus starts, fancy Jesus over Kevin De Bruyne with the higher ceiling. Well, which chip should I use? Triple captain or free hit? Which one would give me best and more points? As explained, Yash, if you have 3 or 4 transfers to be made and you think there's a lot of changes you need in your team, go with the free hit chip. There's no doubt if you want to make 3 or 4 transfers, you have to go with free hit. But if you think with a couple of transfers with maybe a -4 hit at max, you can manage your team and probably then go triple captain. Because if your triple captain scores a couple of goals, that's going to be 50 odd points from one player. So look at your team closely. Think about it. If you think you need more transfers, free hit is definitely the go-to option. But if you think your team is good and you have the players that have the capacity to score a brace, triple captain him. Uh, Coming to Everton Bournemouth, I think it's going to be 2-all, 2-1, 3-2, some high score line game. Probably Bournemouth will just attack the entire game. Hopefully they win. I honestly want Bournemouth to stay in the league and Watford to get relegated. I think Bournemouth deserve more than Watford because of their mentality and attacking style of football. Any possibility of Klopp rotating against Chelsea? I don't think it's the match presentation. I think it's the cup presentations for Liverpool this match. So I think the set 11 will play against Chelsea. If you want me to predict, it's going to be Allison, Trent, Van Dijk, Gomez, Robertson, Fabinho, Wijnaldum, probably Kita. Maybe I don't think there's another midfielder for them. And up front, Salah, Firmino, and Mane. So that's probably going to be the Liverpool lineup. I'm not sure if Kita plays or not. Maybe someone else for Kita, maybe Chamberlain, but I'm either of them mostly. Robertson or Tierney, that's a tough one. I think Robertson because he has a chance of scoring a goal more than Tierney. If you have the budget, go for it. Robertson. Otherwise, since Tierney you already have Emi Martinez, I think you can. He just covers up for the all clean sheet for Arsenal. Don't double up on Arsenal because Watford nevertheless are still fighting for the relegation. So you never know just when a team can disappoint. A relegation team can disappoint any other team. So don't double up on Arsenal. Go for Robertson. Everton, Bournemouth, we've done. Leicester, Manchester United is going to be very tricky depending on how West Ham United goes. If United West Ham ends up being a draw or something like 2-0 or 1-0, I think Leicester might just clinch the fourth place away from United scoring a lot of goals. If West Ham United and Manchester United draw, one could also fancy Vardy at home against United. It's not a bad shot. Trust me, it's not a bad shot. I think if that's a draw or just a 2-0 win, I would fancy Thomas or Morgan playing in my team. Which game will be the highest scoring in game week 38 according to me? According to me, it has to be the City Norwich or Liverpool Newcastle game. I think these two games, or the third on my rank, has to be Arsenal versus Watford. These three games have to be the highest scoring games. Maybe if you call overall goals, Everton, Bournemouth, possibly 5-6 goals they share between them, but not one sided. It's going to be shared, so that's a risk, obviously. But Everton might score a couple of goals depending on how they perform. As of now, I have not received any goal notifications, so all the matches are at the moment on clean sheets. So Southampton Sheffield, I think it's going to be 1-1 or 1-0 to Southampton. West Ham Aston Villa is going to be unpredictable. If Aston Villa look defensively weak against Arsenal, I can fancy West Ham scoring a couple of goals. So that being said, this is how the team is lining up for the free hit draft at the moment. There's obviously going to be change. I'm focusing on Kane or Son. That's a deliberation I have to make. Mahrez or Silva, depending on budget, and Salah or Mane. Aubameyang, Williams, Peters, Lamptey, Kilman, Thomas. I think the pretty much the defense is nailed on. Connolly is nailed on. Antonio has to be my differential pick. Martinez and Button is also nailed on. So most of the team is going to be similar to this set of free hit draft we've made tonight. But let's see how it works out. Danny Ings is overlooked by game week 38 free hitters, in my opinion. I think it's not overlooked. Sheffield United are much more defensively better than Bournemouth. So it's not going to be that easy to score against Sheffield United, even though if it's an away game. So I would not fancy Ings over someone like Rashford or Obama, honestly. If you have any of the last minute questions, you can put in the chat box. Otherwise, we'll wrap up this stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you have any other questions, put it down in the live chat. Who will be the main back three players to play for my team? I think Peters has to be there. Lamptey should be there, and I'll assess the last Thomas or Williams. But most probably, I'll not be spending a lot. Thomas, if United drop points against West Ham or play just to win cut to cut, or else I'll play Williams. Best assets in order for game week 30 at top 5. I think I'm going to put it out on the Instagram as well. But since you've asked this question on the stream, I think according to me, best five assets that you need to have is either Salah or Mane for sure, depending on who scores or who not. If Salah doesn't look sharp, Mane is a must, I think. But if Salah scores even a goal, you have to back him. So Salah is number one on my list. Aubameyang is number two on my list. I think Aubameyang is a very good differential. Kane at the moment with the form he is in, Kane looks number three. With number four, I would fancy Kevin De Bruyne over Mahrez maybe, but Kevin De Bruyne Mahrez is an equal at the moment for me. So either of them could go for number four, and number five has to be a differential pick. So I would pick Antonio over all other players for a differential pick. So those are maybe Marshall. Actually, you can even go Marshall over Antonio at first. So Marshall looks like a very important asset for the free hit in week 38 because Leicester have been looked weak at the back. So Marshall is someone you can target on. So my top five list would be Salah, Aubameyang, Kane, Kevin De Bruyne, or Mahrez, and Marshall. Sixth, obviously, being Antonio. So that's how the top five for me ranks. And mostly, I'll have almost all of them in my team. So hopefully, I've answered all of the questions. So we'll end and wrap up the stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If we'll do another stream on probably Wednesday or Thursday after the matches. So if you guys want it, you can put it on Instagram, DM me there, or put it in the comment section below the video. So we'll wrap it up here. This is FPL Tips signing off. Cheers.